Hey everybody, it's time to talk about what's going on in the Dallas-Fort Worth real estate market as well as the Collin County market where I specialize. Of course, unfortunately, before we get into the numbers today, we have to talk about the context, which is not great. So the 10-year T-bill is above 4.6, so that means there's pressure upwards on mortgage rates. Inflation's probably going to go up because West Texas Intermediate crude is at 78. Last week it was about 70. And Brent C crude is 83, and it was in the 70s last week. So that doesn't bode well for inflation. So that doesn't help with uncertainty. Don't know when that war is going to end. We really hope it ends very soon. That's cause for a lot of concern. Lots of turmoil there, all the uncertainty with layoffs too. So not trying to be Debbie Downer this week, just talking about what's driving the market. Because you need to be informed, and I want to talk about this. I have a lot of sellers calling me, especially in the prosperous Salina, Frisco area. In the last year, property values there have dropped 9%. You need to be aware of that. If you bought in the last 5 years and you're thinking, oh, it's time for me to sell, maybe not. And all of Collin County is down about 6.1% over the last year. So keep that in mind. It is definitely far from a seller's market. If you think it's a seller's market, you're going to get a market list price or over list price. Probably not. Is it possible? Maybe. But most likely not, as most buyers, they're out looking for the best deal with seller concessions and below list price. I'm talking to people every day that are buyers looking for that. So let's get into the numbers. All across Dallas-Fort Worth, there were 9,380 new listings, up 1,680. 1,089 went back on the market. That's down 120. That's because sellers aren't willing to fix, or the buyers found a new place because there's so much inventory. 1,039 sellers didn't get the memo, raised their price. That's down 376 from last week. But here's a big number. So 11,762 sellers reduced the price of their home. That's up 2,727. You can see that's over 2,000 listings that have decreased their price compared to new listings that hit the market. So sellers, if you don't want that to be you reducing the price your home right. Listen to your agent. Quit listening to Redfin. Quit listening to Zillow. If you think AI is going to tell you the value, AI has no idea what your house is worth, especially in Texas, we're a non-disclosure state. Probably nowhere, because it doesn't know context. It doesn't know location, condition, none of that. There are 1,717 homes that went under contract. That's up 45 from the last week. And there are 4,618 homes that closed. That's down 1,564 from the week before. 644 homes expired off MLS. That's down 1,895 from the week before. 2,882 sellers threw their hands up. That's up 341 from the last week. They're not listening to their agents. Could be condition, price, lack of ability to get people into show. That's the number one killer of homes sitting on the market. If you're making it difficult to show your home, you're not going to get it sold in this market. Everybody wants it the easy button, so keep that in mind. Now let's talk about Collin County. There's 6,485 homes available for sale on the market. 471 homes went under contract last week. There's 1,540 pending. And since January 1st of this year, we've had 9,529 homes closed. So homes are still selling. It's not a seller's market. It's not a great market, but it's a great market if you're a buyer. Yeah, rates are high, but rates can decline in the future. A rate is not permanent. A location and the price you paid is, so keep that in mind. If you wait for rates to fall and everybody else is waiting, guess what? They're all going to pile in when you're looking, and then you're going to be paying over list price, and the little savings you get in the rate will not make up for the extra price in home. If you have any questions about what's going on in your neighborhood, I'd love to have you reach out to me. I'd love to have you like, share, and subscribe. My dog Augustus sure would. He's in the bumper of all my videos. If you have questions about anything, doesn't have to be real estate related. I've lived here since I was 2, have lots of connections. If you need a good lender, if you're relocating here, I know the area inside and out. There's probably no area in the Metroplex that I don't know. Talk to you soon. See you next week. I'm glad we had the rain. At least the heat's down a little. Have a great one. Bye-bye.